And we're live, of course. Hey y'all, what's up? I'm that ancient chick, and I'm here to share some wisdom and shit. So today, I really wanted to talk about just basic shit, like the most basic shit possible. Because I know for myself, I can be extra. I can be like, if you know, you know. But for real, like, one, I'm an artist. One, I like to express myself in many different ways through my outfits, through my music, through how I speak, through my videos, my content, my food. Just I'm very creative in multiple ways. Even, through my nails. So I got my nails done and I got this snake on it that represents, transformation, shedding of your skin, and so much, right? But today I really just want to focus on some basic stuff that that's helped me overcome a lot of things that can get super distracting for me anyways. Because one thing I've learned about myself is just certain areas in my life can get very distracting, can be very extra when it really doesn't need to be. And so for me, it's like, okay, let's go back to the basics. Let's get grounded. Let's figure out, like, how can I become more in the present? How can I really figure out whether there's, this distraction that became a huge problem, whether it's, unnecessary drama that I don't even need to be a part of, that I got caught up in, to where it's like, how did this happen kind of thing, And so it's like really just honing in on the basics, coming back to the basics, however that looks like for you. And I know for me, like, one big thing that I've really been working on is my spirituality, my connection with the divine, just becoming a better version of myself and understanding myself more and more every day. And sometimes we can get caught up in, otherworldly things, other things that people are saying, other things that's going on in the world in general, right? Whether it's with your friends, your family, your community, whether it's online, on social media, whatever the fuck it is, right? And I know for me, I'm one of those persons, I'm a truth seeker. So I'm like, for me, like, just coming to a place where I'm at today and understanding myself more spiritually, it's also been a very struggle to really understand what is truth, right? Because we look at certain religions, we look at spirituality, we look at just a lot of things in general. And for me, I've gone down a lot of rabbit holes. I've, tried to connect the dots to everything. I've really just sat with myself, sometimes crying, sometimes, just really just going, what the fuck is true, right? What the fuck is going on? And that's where I've had to really just come back to the basics for myself and just look at the things that have worked for me. Whether it's, through financial matters, whether it's through, health and wellness, whether it's just a mindset thing, whether it is, because I believe it's all connected. But for me, it's more so, whatever the issue is that I'm having, especially if it's a more mental issue, if it's just all in my head kind of thing, right? It's like I'm still having this experience. I'm still struggling in a sense, but is it more of a delusional struggle to where it's just in my head? It's not in the outer exterior, but it's also creating a more effect on certain areas in my life, whether it be financial, whether it be, physical wellness, whether it be social media, whether it just be me, going into a certain direction in my life. And so that's where I come back to the basics. I look at myself, look at my growth overall, and see how far I come. I sit with myself. I ask myself, okay, so what do you really want for yourself? Where do you want to see yourself? What do you love doing? and even with its food, whether it's food or not, right? So like for me, like I'm a big health nut. I'm very careful what I put in my body, but I also love, like, I love foods that you probably shouldn't put in your body, right? And it also stems to a belief. So it's like, yeah, we got fast food, we got all these different options that we can choose, right? Yet at the end of the day, it's like just being grateful for the fact that I have food, that I have these choices, right? The fact that I can, if I want to, I can go make my own tacos or buy some tacos. The fact that if I want to go eat at, a certain restaurant and order something that may not be the best for my body, doesn't mean I have to do that every day. It's the fact that I'm able to do that. And that's the basic part of it all, just being grateful, sitting in that gratitude and just knowing that, okay, I have these options, even financially, right? Okay, it's like, I have this certain amount of income that I can utilize for these certain things. Whether I want to invest in it, whether I want to put it in this certain area, but as long as I have this certain income and my bills are paid and my rent's paid, the certain necessities, the certain basic needs that are paid, for myself, just being grateful for the fact that I have that income, for the fact that I have that coming in, and that I'm able to utilize this energy, this money to put towards these things, and have a little extra over, even if I spend it on certain things that, I probably shouldn't have spent it there. And really not looking at it that way anymore, right? Instead of being, oh, I should have not have done that, or just, beating myself up for spending, more money than I should have. It's the matter of the fact of going back to the basic and being, it's all good. I was able to spend that money. I'll be able to make it back however way, right? And just sit in that gratitude. And this is for anything that that's going on in our life, because I feel like we can get so distracted with society and what we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to live, who we're supposed to be, and all these extra shit. And for me, like, I would say I'm more of a basic person. Like, yeah, I like to dress up. Yeah, I like to do things. I like to do things that are, some people may call extra. Yet at the end of the day, it's not an everyday thing. I'm one of those individuals that I've learned where it's like, I like my peace. I like my quiet. I like coming home. I like being able to put on, a TV show, a movie, have me a nice cooked meal that I made, or even order in, whatever it may be. Being able to sit with my baby, my kitty cat, Abolitious, and just be able to, enjoy that moment. Be able to have a roof over my head. Be able to the fact that I can go in the fridge and get some water if I need to. Be able to, take a shower. These are the basic things that help me come back to reality, I guess, to, just the basic reality. Because sometimes for me, I look at myself and I look at the world, and I have multiple different perspectives of how we function, of how we can view the world and how we can see the world. And it can get very, very deep, which I love. And yet it can also be very confusing, and very overwhelming, to the point where it's just like, okay, well, this I gotta do, this I gotta do, all these things I gotta do. I gotta get shit right, and just multiple other things that, I could go into. But right now we're just talking about the basic shit, right? And so that's why I really just wanted to record this video, because even with wanting to focus on my music, focusing on, getting more money, focusing on connecting with people on a deeper level, all these things that I've always been intrigued with doing. And it's not that I haven't done it, right? But it's more so understanding the basic need of why. The basic need of understanding why does these things drive me, and how it can drive me so much to the point where it's almost overwhelming to where I don't want to do these things anymore, right? So like with my music, I've been doing music since I was young. I was 7, and I didn't really start taking it serious until I moved to California. But I know I took it serious before, but there was multiple things that were always happening, right? But even now, taking it as serious as I can, it's the fact that I take my music serious. But it's all about enjoying it as well too, and not just doing it because I'm hoping to make money off it. It's more so me. It's an art, right? It's something of how I express myself and how it's helped me heal, and it's definitely a gift of mine. And just being grateful for the fact that I'm able to do that. I'm able to write, I'm able to sing, I'm able to put it together. And no, I haven't been able to release the way I want to. I haven't been able to do certain things in a sense the way I really want to. But it's also having that patience and understanding that I will be able to. And, also taking responsibility that, there's certain areas of my life where it's like, okay, well, maybe I need to, focus more on this more instead of all these other things. Because I'm one of those goal-oriented persons where I can have a lot of goals. And it's not a bad thing, but sometimes I forget in a sense to where it's like, okay, I have 3 goals, but I'm more focused on the one goal than all 3 of them, right? And so like currently I'm focusing on, working on my music more, putting in that work more, and also focusing on my overall health, right? And as well as just focusing on, that spiritual aspect, which I believe is all connected. But those are like the 3 main things, because I know those things I've really struggled with my entire life. And so really just honing back to the basic of it, to being like, okay, like I know that everything is connected and everything happens for a reason, and that I am connected to a divine source. I don't need to know all the answers, and it's really cool to be able to learn more and gain more wisdom through, certain things, practices and whatnot, because I've dabbled into, certain different practices like my spiritual baths, my candle magic, tarot, and different other aspects that connect to spirituality. Yet at the end of the day, those are more of tools, those are more of practices, and yes, they have helped me, but sometimes it's just like sitting with myself, just meditating with myself in silence, and just, whether you call it prayer, whether you just, for me, it's just talking, talking to source, talking to the universe, talking to the divine, and just, really releasing what's on my mind. And doing this with my music as well, writing a song about it, and just understanding, where my mindset is and what I want to become more self-aware of, whether it's connections with people, whether it's, focusing more on certain aspects of my life, and certain things that I want to gain, and just looking at how far I've come already, and just being grateful for the fact that I've come this far, that I've woken up today, am able to breathe life, right? That I'm able to eat, that I'm able to drink, just these basic things. And it gives you a sense of just clarity. Gives me a sense of clarity, gives me a sense of peace, and just knowing that, there may be certain things going on in my life that I not necessarily can control, but just having that mentality that, I'm at peace with myself, that I'm grateful and blessed to have what I have already, and that whatever that, I may look at as a challenge, just know that it's going to work out for the best. And that's what I want to inspire others to understand, as well too. Instead of focusing on, how they can control a situation, that, you may need to just surrender to, right? You may just need to sit with yourself, cry, yell. I know when I get angry, I'll go work out. That's like the best kind of release for me, to release my anger. Some kid just screamed in the background. I don't know if you heard that. But, stuff like that, or just whatever you're able to do, even if it's just like going to the mountains, going out into nature and just screaming your fucking lungs off. Certain things that work for you, and just knowing that life is a journey, and there is going to be certain challenges, there is going to be certain blockages in that feel like they're in our way, but all of that is happening for a reason, right? For us to really sit with ourselves, become self-aware, and just really, whether it's asking for help, talking to the universe, just surrendering that control, right? To be able to be like, what? I may not be able to know all the answers. I may not be able to, understand it all. Yet at the end of the day, I'm grateful for the fact that I'm able to sit here and have gotten to this point in my life. Because one, I didn't come this far to get this far. But yet at the end of the day, I'm grateful that I've gotten this far. I'm grateful that I can look at these basic things, right, that I already have, and just sit with it. I'm able to breathe. I'm able to have life. Even if you don't have, a roof over your head, a vehicle, food to eat, just knowing that there's resources out there, and wherever you're at in your life, to be able to just know that it's temporarily, right? I remember when I was homeless, when I didn't know what I was going to eat, when there were certain things, challenges that came up in my way, where I wanted to end it all. Yet I was still here, I was still alive, and I had to keep moving forward. I had to find that little spark within myself, that hope within myself, to keep pushing forward, even when I did want to give up, and I tried to give up, right? Yet, I'm still here, and I'm grateful I'm still here. I'm grateful for the fact that I didn't end my life. I'm grateful for the fact that I did keep pushing forward. And, even though it felt like everything around me was falling apart, around me, within me, it's just taking ownership of the fact that, yeah, it doesn't feel great. It's not all sunshine and rainbows and happy times, right? There's going to be those times where you get fucking angry, where you want to punch people in the face. Don't do that, by the way, because that just makes your situation worse, right? And that's why I recommend going working out, or going screaming at the top of your lungs where nobody's around. I mean, if people are around too, as long as, you know. But just doing what you can, right? And just knowing to take, some deep breaths. And just knowing it's only temporary, and that it gets better, and just being grateful for the fact of the basics. Because we can say we're grateful, yet we're frustrated. And I've noticed this with myself. It's like, okay, I'm still frustrated about this situation, because there was multiple things that were kind of coming up in my life this last week that were just very frustrating, very overwhelming. And it was like, oh my goodness, and it's just like, what? Let me just do something that's going to help calm me down. Let me, sit with myself and just be grateful for the fact that I still have options, that I'm still able to, control what I can, that I'm still able to, have these certain things in place, right? And so sometimes we forget that we still have a choice. we still have a choice to really not allow our emotions and our situation to control us, but we can take control of the situation and how we react to it, right? And just being logical about it, because I believe that's a spiritual thing as well too, right? For me, it's you have that understanding of self, you have that self-awareness, and you're always connected, and you're in this place of, you know, owning that for yourself. And you can call it spiritual, you can call it whatever, right? But it's the fact that you're aware of it. You're aware that you may feel like you're losing control, but it's taking control of that self-awareness, of that understanding that, you know, this is part of your breaking point, and you need to sit the fuck down and chill, you know, and, you know, look at the things. Okay, it's like, yeah, this is making me frustrated. Let me walk away from this situation, right? It's like an angry person yelling at you for whatever reason, and you knowing that if you do the same thing, it's gonna just escalate the situation. And by you just walking away, doing the best you can to not make the situation worse, you know, you're taking control of that situation instead of allowing that person to take your power, to take control of your power and just, you know, make it worse, right? And so that's where it's just really coming back to the basic, coming back to the fact that, you know, I'm here right now. I'm sitting in these emotions, whatever emotions it is, right? Even if it's a good emotion, right? Even if it's just like, because there's times where I'll just be in a really good emotion, and I'll just sit there and I'll just be like, wow, you know, there's nothing going on, but I'm still good. I'm still happy, you know? And I think sometimes we believe we have to have, you know, something big going on to celebrate, something big going on to be happy about, whether it's a holiday, whether it's a birthday, whether it's, you know, somebody having a baby, you know, something like huge, whether it's a promotion, you know, yada, yada, yada. But it's like the fact that this is why I believe every day is a holiday. You know, the fact that we woke up this morning, the fact that I'm able to eat food and buy food at the grocery store, go to a grocery store, you know, the fact that I have money to buy these groceries, you know, the fact that I don't have to wait 6 months to grow my food, you know, some people may have to do that, you know, and may not, you know, and it's honing in on the basics, right? The fact that you can go use the bathroom, that your toilet works, that you can take a shower, that you have water, right? That you can drink clean water. Just the simple things, right? And that's what I've worked on for myself, to continue to move forward, to continue to overcome these challenges, whether they're big, whether they're small, right? Even if there's certain bills that aren't paid, that I'm not able to pay. You know what? Let me just communicate with these individuals to come up with a plan, and knowing that I'm going to get that paid, kind of thing. Instead of freaking out, instead of telling yourself, you know, that it's all going to shit. Just knowing that everything works out in your favor, and it works out in the best way possible. And that's just the simple truth, for me anyways. And if you agree, please like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever it is that you want to do. But I really hope you enjoyed this video and really got something from it, because for me, you know, just even talking about it, it's an emotional feeling to where it's more than I can really explain. And all I want is for people to, you know, understand that they're right where they need to be. And, you know, life is beautiful, you know, and just keep moving forward, because you got this. You're more powerful than you fucking realize. So y'all have a great day, night, evening, morning, wherever the fuck you are. Peace.